The cheating in the sport continues. I said the cheating in the sport of boxing continues. This is utterly ridiculous. Caleb Plant lost in an upset fashion to Armando Rosendez. And this is not without controversy. The right person won, so the controversy is being swept under the rug. So in this video, I'm going to break it down and let you know this cheating and lunacy that occurred in the Plant Rosendez fight, because a lot of people don't seem to be talking about it. Leave it to your boy Ego to get it cracking. Now, I just watched the Caleb Plant Rosendez fight over the weekend. As Jamal Charlo says it, Caleb Plant dropped the ball because it was understood that they were going to likely fight. They just had to get past these interim fights. And I'm going to always use these moments as a teachable moment to let y'all know I'm the best in the business and it's not even close. Your boy Ego, I don't do these videos for my health. When I say what I say it because I mean it, and I'm trying to educate and impart whatever I know to the game and leave that for my legacy, right? I told anybody who would listen that this is a cardinal sin in the world of boxing to look beyond what you have in front of you and be thinking about this guy or that guy or this future fight, because if you don't clear what you need to clear, there might not be a future fight. And even if there is, the interest level from the fans definitely goes down, is not going to be the same. For example, Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, right? And I know I was bringing it, I've always brought it up on my channel, but in front of that Times Square card, I know I brought it up a lot. And I'm like, this is dumb. You should have just put Ryan Garcia in a rematch with Devin Haney. They both hadn't fought since April 20th. Ryan, because he was suspended, tested positive with Ostarine. Devin, for whatever reason, chose to just take the time off. So they've been out the ring the same amount of time, and they fought the first fight in New York. You were doing this Times Square outdoor card. Why not just do that and make it the rematch in America, because it's an American fight, Garcia Haney. And instead, Turkey had this ingenious plot to put it outside, which I said was dumb, and it turned out to be dumb, and to give them tasks that they had to conquer before getting the rematch. It's not what you do in boxing. And anybody that would listen, this is what I said on my channel, and I was vehemently telling you guys you would see an upset on that Times Square card, and this was a big mistake. So my rules are consistent. It don't matter what promotion, what fight. I believe what I believe. It is bad to look beyond. Like, just think of grade school, right? If you're in the 6th grade, you can't be worried about being a senior in high school or a freshman in high school. You got to get past middle school, right? 6th, 7th, 8th grade, or at least that's what it was out here in California, right? So I don't believe that you should be you're worried about the next pop quiz or test. You have to pass the test that the teacher got for you today. You know what I mean? And if you're worried about the next letter grade, you're worried about 8th grade and you're a 6th grader, but then you can't get enough credits and clear the 6th grade without being held back or whatever, then it just doesn't make sense. Caleb Plant, Rosendez, same thing. You see it. So I'm always going to, like I said, gloat, tell you I was right. Now, let's talk about the controversy. And I really feel like this is being swept under the rug because Armando Rosendez won, and I think he was the right man to win. So people are just like, the right guy won. But for me, it's deeper than that, because boxing, I want all of boxing's flaws on full display for you guys, right? So my works are works of art that age beautifully. So it's like breadcrumbs. So I like to put it on wax So if there's ever a time that we need to refer back to Ego's content, it's already there. The work's already been done. So I'd rather just take the extra time. Nobody else is talking about this that I've seen, and educate the public. So what am I talking about? They try to jerk Rosendez, y'all. They try to get him up out of here. It was a split decision win, right? And you had a judge, David Sutherland, and he scored the bout for Caleb Plant, 115 to 113, right? 115 to 113, Caleb being the winner. Now, I know Caleb Plant, and when I do my boxing, I give my best info. Like, I don't use like personal. If I want to speak on something, I got to speak on it intelligently and accurately and real. Caleb didn't win that fight, bro. Rosendez won. He had kind of everything going for him. He seemed hungrier, determined. The crowd was definitely on his side. And I know crowd, that doesn't really count for your score, or, you know, you don't factor that into your scoring. But you have to understand that some judges are swayed by the crowd. And the optics, the point I'm making is the optics were a Rosendez victory. Caleb Plant, he looked fatigued. He visibly was hurt multiple times in the fight. The face test, there was some bruising, cuts, some battering, some blood, you know, trickling blood over his eye. He didn't look in control. The crowd was going crazy for Rosendez. So you mean to tell me, despite everything that I just said, that David Sutherland ignored all of these like optics and decided that Caleb Plant should have won that fight? Honestly, like, come on, bro. But it gets worse. It gets way worse. Not only did he have Caleb Plant winning the bout, he was the only judge out of the three that had Caleb Plant winning. But somehow, some way, David Sutherland judged the fight and gave all of the championship rounds, at least the last three, to Caleb Plant, which means rounds 10, Plant, 11, Plant, 12, Plant. Bro, get the out of here, dog. Like, boxing, this is why boxing doesn't grow. I'm just going to say what it is. This is why boxing doesn't grow and stays like stagnant at a certain level. And occasionally you have a fight, Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, even Mike Tyson, Jake Paul, where it exceeds expectations, does really good. But I'm talking about ongoing boxing, like not just for these super events, right? But ongoing boxing. This is why it stays at a certain level, because people don't have time for this BS, and it becomes highly confusing when the world feels a certain way. The world with two pairs of eyes that can see, they know what they saw, and then you have somebody else and they're saying that that's not what you really seen. It reminds me of the Shaggy song, Wasn't Me. Caught me red-handed, hit me on the bathroom, wasn't me, right? Every time the dude got caught cheating, caught red-handed, Shaggy came in with the wasn't me, wah, right? She caught him cheating with the girl, creeping the girl in the back, wasn't me. Caught him in the bed with the beezy, wasn't me. You know what I mean? That's how boxing acts, wasn't me. Like, all these judges, and then the worst thing is these judges, they'll get another job in a week or two for another big fight. Bro, this is crazy. Like, it's not even a subtlety. They just like all the way try to spit in your face. And I'm saying hypothetically, you know what I mean? Not literal spit, but that's what it feels like. They just try to spit in your face with what they're telling you. For example, you got Caleb Plant. Let's say some of them earlier rounds, you could have scored for Caleb Plant. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he won the earlier rounds, all of them or whatever. But what I'm saying is, in the first half of the fight, maybe you could have at least tricked the people. Like, some of the earlier rounds were more competitive. We'll just say that. So with the earlier rounds being more competitive, maybe people forgot, like round 3 or 4, maybe they're unaware, like, I don't fully remember. But you're talking about the last 3 rounds, which is fresh on everybody's memory because it's the close of the fight, the championship rounds, round 10, 11, 12. So it's just to spit in the face, like I said, to have a judge literally tell you what you saw. It's like Men in Black when Will Smith did the song and he had that little laser pen and he's like, what you thought you saw, you did not see. Here comes the Men in Black. Right? It's like an abomination, bro. Because for me, Rosendez, some of his most dominant and impressive, powerful rounds were in the late in the fight in general, where Caleb seemed to like wane. Caleb looked defeated. You had the corner advice from Caleb Plant was, man, I love you, kid. You got to go out there and do something special, kid. I love you, kid. Like, that's not what, if you if you're winning rounds 10, 11, 12, then why would the trainer, Breadman, be like, I love you, kid. Man, I got nothing but love for you. Do your thing. Do. I ain't mad at you. Like, that don't even make that don't even make sense to me. That don't even make sense. Like, you can tell by the level of urgency and the words spoken in the corner if it matches what a judge said. So you just trying to play us at that point, talking about, oh yeah, Caleb won the last 3 rounds. You know what I mean? And then they kept showing his wife in the crowd, his pregnant wife, Jordan Plant, and she looked concerned on her face. So it's like all of these things. I love you, kid, in the corner. The corner sounding like, hey, we got to do something big. You know, you need these rounds strong. Then you pan to the pregnant wife in the crowd and she looks very concerned. Why did any of these things occur if Caleb Plant won the fight and was winning those championship rounds? Like, explain these other actions that I'm talking about. It doesn't even make sense. Why would you, like, if you're a boxer and you're destroying somebody, think Mayweather Gotti. Why would Mayweather's girlfriend or fiance or something be in the crowd looking worried when she sees Mayweather Gotti and what Mayweather is doing to Gotti? Like, it don't even make sense. So you're lying, first of all, and we could tell you're lying because the loved ones and the people that actually care for the fighter are always going to let you know, whether intentionally or intentionally, how they really feel. And again, when Caleb Plant had like different performances, Jordan Plant probably getting up, clapping and smiling. You know, that's what happens when you win. But this wasn't that. And for me in boxing, I can't fake the funk and act like I seen a different fight and act like Caleb Plant carried the victory. It's not what it is. And it sets a nasty tone for the sport of boxing, because you got boxing, for boxing to really stay alive, I feel like you have to keep the hope alive. You got to keep people hopeful that these Buster Douglas, Resendez, Andy Ruiz moments can actually happen if you put your mind to it and have a good strategy, you're tough and blah, blah, blah. If you strip that away from people, like, who's going to want to box if it's like, hey, I'm fighting this popular person and no matter what I can do, even if I really beat them, they're not going to give it to me. They're going to rob me. And that's kind of what I felt with this Sutherland scorecard. The scorecard was crap. The fight was good, and it just takes away from that. Luckily, the right person did win, but it's just sad to see is, like, imagine if the fight was closer, would they have robbed him for sure? That's what I always think about. I always think about stuff like that is, had the fight been a bit closer and Caleb Plant had some closer rounds to preserve the Charlo fight and its integrity, would they have actually robbed him? So I think that's a reasonable concern. Let me know how I did in this video. There needs to be some kind of panel or post-exit interview where David Sutherland and these judges have to explain before the public and media why they scored how they scored, especially when no one else seems to believe in that scorecard. No one else seen Caleb Plant sweep the last 3 rounds, but somehow you did. Explain. There's a prank that I seen on TikTok, and he'll say a joke, and he was like, "Why did the chicken cross the road?" And he'll be like, "Scooby-Doo biscuits." And he'll say something stupid, and then the person will be like, "Ah, ha, ha, ha," and do this awkward laugh. And he was like, "You get it? You get the joke?" And the guy was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Explain it." And then the person never can explain it because they were just awkwardly laughing. So I definitely want these judges to explain how they seen these alleged outcomes that they're putting on the tally sheet. We unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.